we've got 98 dinosaurs that are located throughout our city. So that's our signature mark. They're all uniquely painted. So our Texas amphitheater actually has a moat. I know everybody in
Yeah.
town, and I didn't know you.
Well, welcome to this episode of the Building Texas Show. Today we are in Glen Rose, Texas, and I'm really excited to talk about Glen Rose and understand what's there beyond the dinosaur park, because I know the Dinosaur State Park and my kids want to go there. I want to go there. But Traci, thank you for joining us today.
It is a pleasure to be here. And yes, in addition to our dinosaur state park, we have so many beautiful things and reasons to visit this place. And I am so grateful to Dinosaur Valley State Park. They recently gave our uh, Rex Ann a animatronic dinosaur
Wow.
to our visitor center. So now when you visit our visitor center, we've got a little surprise for all the kiddos that come see us.
So when you get to Glen Rose, stop at the visitor center, see the
100%.
animatronic dinosaur, and figure out what else is there, because I think a lot of people come from around the state for that park. But then you have so many things going on this summer,
We hear that so very often. People come for the state park or for Fossil Rim.
right?
And then they say, "Oh, I didn't know you had this beautiful historical square that has this, amazing shopping and a cute little ice cream shop. We didn't know that you had these two rivers that came through your town and offered so many natural experiences, float trips, and we have a park that's called Big Rocks Park, and it's just what you would think. It has big
Big rock.
rocks and the river runs through it, and it's great for toddlers and junior high kids love to try to climb up on the rocks, and so there's something for everybody. It's really special.
Now, for those that don't know, where is Glen Rose?
All right, Glen Rose is about 1 hour south of Fort Worth.
Okay.
So it's conveniently located. It's about a 1 hour, 30-minute drive from Dallas too. So if you went south on 35 and then take 67, it's a straight shot in as well from Dallas. And so we're conveniently located there. And then it's about a 1.5 hour drive from Austin. We're north of Austin.
So tucked out there, out a little bit west of 35, but south of Fort
Mhm.
Worth, and in a part of the state that's seeing growth and seeing movement, but you're still a quaint heritage town where people that are coming out of Waco, Fort Worth
Mhm.
can really get to that small town, hometown feel, I believe.
It is. In fact, that's, I sense from a lot of these people. And by the way, I have been in this community since 2004. Before I was the tourism director, I actually was a lodging partner. So I have studied tourism from that perspective. And just like you mentioned, we have our counterparts from the metropolis of Dallas and Fort Worth and Waco and Austin, and those people they're seeking a quiet space. They're seeking just a place to slow down. And even though we are a small town, we do have big heart and big hospitality here. So that's exactly it never disappoints.
Hmm. I was amazed to learn that the Metroplex has 28% of Texans live in the Metroplex, so it's the densest region of Texas.
Whoa,
So
I did not know that.
it makes perfect sense to me that they would wanna get out of that
Mhm.
density and really get back to 2 rivers, state parks, quaint downtown, but my concern is, do they stay? When they come out there, is it a day trip or is it a weekend trip?
It is definitely not a day trip. those who think of it just as a day trip, they get here and they go, "Oh man, I didn't realize there was so much to do," and then they return. Um, so I would say it's absolutely a weekend experience, or just come for 2, maybe sometimes even 3 days, because we have so many parks. We've got Fossil Rim Wildlife Park, which is the drive-through park that never disappoints. We've got some new baby giraffes that were just born. We have a baby zebra that was born in February. I can't get enough of. And of course, a rhino. I could go on and on about that park. We have Dinosaur Valley State Park, and then we also have Dinosaur World. So just those parks, you can't see everything in one day. So you've got to stay over. But then we also have the Texas Amphitheater that is offering now some evening shows. And for the month of June, we've got The Little Mermaid.
Well, that's
And
exciting.
it is a world-class production. It is, because our Texas Amphitheater actually has a moat. So, I mean, there's water there, and, I don't wanna give away the plot, but, I mean, we all know the story of Eric and Ariel, but they come through on a boat, and they splish and splash, and before the movie, or before the play, they have a little mermaid that'll come splishing and splashing through the water. So that is just thrilling for anyone to see it. And then we also have the expo that has agricultural experiences. This weekend we've got a miniature horse show. I mean, how exciting to see, just the little miniature horses that are super fun. So there's something for everyone for sure, and even a chance to unplug. A lot of our cabin businesses. So that's the majority of our lodging. Of course, we have 5 major hotels here in our city, but my favorite are all the little cabin businesses that offer a very unique experience. And when I say unique, just a chance to sit on your back porch and listen to the leaves rustle. And as you drink your coffee, you might see deer or a wild turkey or, a waterfall. So many of our cabin businesses are located right on the river. They have just an extraordinary experience when you experience them. So I honestly, and each one is so unique. I was at Anderson Creek Cabins just last week, and the waterfall and the hiking that she offers at that establishment is unreal, and it's 5 minutes away from our historical square. So it's very special, and I know once people come here, we hear this all the time. "Oh, I can't believe you're only a 1-hour drive from Fort Worth. This is crazy. We
Yeah.
need to come here more often." That's on repeat.
In the Metroplex, it's hard to sit on a porch these days and hear the
Mhm.
leaves rustle because of highway noise and everything. So it doesn't
I
surprise me that
know.
people would want to get out. But what did surprise me in that statement is you're a relatively small town to have 5 hotels.
It I agree. So we have a Comanche Peak power plant that is a few miles away from here, and so I feel like we do have a lot of hotel rooms for such a small town, but that has enabled us to support meetings and conferences for companies, and so we do get a lot of that business Sunday through Thursdays, kind of midweek. So that's been great because we do like to, cater to having corporate retreats and that sort of things. I know our hospitality, I will say, is incomparable. Uh, our town is built on tourism, and the small town vibe is really unmatched. When I travel to other places, I was recently in Washington D.C. And not to knock D.C. because I mean it's our nation's capital. It's
Yeah.
great, but but it lacked the small town hospitality charm, of course, that you're gonna get in Glen Rose. We understand as a community the economic impact, and we've had, workshops, and, we've talked about how important it is to cater to our tourists, and so that is there's an undercurrent of, just very strong hospitality that runs deep here.
But that's a team sport in a community like Glen Rose, and I talked to Mayor Joe Bowles
Mm.
in December,
Mhm.
and he was just
Yep.
talking about the Christmas experience in Glen Rose
Oh, yes.
and how it really is the hallmark Christmas that you want to remember and that you want to experience. So, I would say year round, it sounds like there's always something going on in Glen Rose.
It's funny you mentioned Joe Bowles. He was literally just in my office before our podcast here, and I said, "You're gonna need to leave, sir, respectfully, I've got a podcast." But he was here saying, "What are we gonna do about our July 4th parade? We need a dunk tank, and we need to make it small town special. So what are the details that we're gonna enhance, to give everyone." He's most excited about our hot dog eating contest.
That's on brand. He is a character for sure. He enjoys
Yes, he's good for a laugh, so we all, enjoy him, and even our tourists, it's funny because you'll see our mayor just he floats around, he doesn't live very far away,
yeah.
and so he's always on the square, always talking to our tourists, asking them, "Where did you come from?" "What are you experiencing?" And he's giving recommendations all the time, so he's a very likable guy, and people enjoy just, meeting him, and you will. I mean, if you spend any time on the square, you're going to see our mayor, Joe Bowles.
But you don't
It's
get that in Fort Worth or in Dallas,
Uh-huh.
and that is the small town charm, and, you mentioned before the call, we were talking about Leadership Glen Rose and
Uh-huh.
the community that comes together and does make it that special small town experience for tourists, and I think coming from a small town as well, you understand that's part of everybody's job in Glen Rose is to be welcoming, and because it is
Yes.
such an important part to what makes Glen Rose work.
It's true. And it's funny because since I have lived here so long and I was a former teacher, I do know everyone in town. I'm just going to say it. So when I walk around the square, if I see someone that I don't know, I typically will say, "Oh, hi, what are you're visiting? How may I help you, or may I help you?" And someone just recently said, "How did you know we were not from here?" And I said, "Oh, because I know everybody in
Yeah.
town, and I didn't know you." So, but that's honestly, it comes from an authentic place, though. I do feel like, it's genuine. So when we see people, we really want them to have a great experience while they're here, and we want them to return too, and have a great experience. I just remembered one thing though that I wanted to plug. I hope it's okay. I'm going to
Sure.
shamelessly plug we have a dinosaur scavenger hunt for our visitors, and we've got 98 dinosaurs that are located throughout our city. So that's our signature mark. So anywhere you look, you'll see them. They're all uniquely painted, so each one represents its business. For example, the hospital has a doctor in front of it. That the dinosaur is painted like a doctor.
Right.
Our school district has a tiger. That's our school mascot. So the dinosaur is painted like a tiger. So we have a 35 dinosaur scavenger hunt. So it's you scan a QR code. Every hotel, our visitor center has that. It's a game you can play online. The more dinosaurs you find, that unlocks more rewards. And throughout, you can even earn a ticket to an entrance pass to Fossil Rim or Dinosaur World, or a free ice cream at Shoe Fly. So just it's a encourages people to shop around, to stay local here in Glen Rose. So just wanted to point that out.
No, that's incredible, and what a neat way to get everybody involved, because
Thank
when you
you.
have a scavenger hunt, the kids in the back are looking for those dinosaurs, and
Yes, they are.
it sounds like if I was in Fort Worth and needed a getaway with the family, this would be a place to come, and I appreciate that you have so much going on, but let's talk about 4th of July. It's 250th
Yes.
birthday for the United States. Are you you're having a parade, potentially a hot dog eating contest. What else what else do we have going on for that?
We'll have some games on our square. We've got a pancake breakfast in the morning at our senior center. The Creation Evidence Museum has a special ceremony as well at 2 o'clock that day. And then in the evening, we've got at Wheeler Branch Park, we've got a beautiful fireworks show over a beautiful water park. And it's that is gorgeous because you see the reflection of the fireworks up above. So it's going to be a great weekend, and we'll have food trucks too on the square after the parade. So
And where
it's
can
going to be a
people
great weekend. I invite everybody to join us, not just for July 4th, but any old
any
time,
any weekend sounds like a great
any
weekend in
weekend.
Glen Rose,
Hmm.
but, where can people find more information about coming to Glen Rose, staying in Glen Rose, and really just planning their trip?
That is a beautiful question. ExploreGlenrose.com. So that's our tagline for our website, but also all social media. ExploreGlenrose.com.
Look for the dinosaurs.
Look for the dinosaurs. Exactly.
Well, Tracy, I am thrilled to know more about Glen Rose and to help celebrate all the great things that are happening in Glen Rose and a summer that sounds like a lot of fun. The Little Mermaid and other productions that are coming, definitely go check those out and plan your trip to Glen Rose soon because it is a quintessential Texas experience when you're here in Texas.
Justin, I appreciate you having me here today. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for the way you're building Texas and all the work that you're doing there in Glen Rose.
Thank you.
Thank you for enjoying this episode of the Building Texas Show. We release a new episode every week, and you can find us across all social platforms. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Thank you to our sponsor, Chisos Boots, and their damn comfortable cowboy boots.